All right, I want to talk to you guys about why you're over the top in your downswing. What are some things that are causing you to swing over the top and then we cut across the ball? There are a few things that can happen. They can happen all together. We can get one that dominates the other, but let me go over some things so you guys fully understand what's going on. From the top of the swing, first of all, if I don't create depth and I'm just here, it's going to be really hard to swing from the inside. I'm going to have to learn how to shallow it with some hand path that loops way to the inside. So first, learn how to rotate and create some depth. From here, if we get an early spin out of the shoulders, you can see how everything's going to go out. All right, so I can hold this with my right hand and then just turn my right shoulder and see where my hand goes. If I turn and try to keep it from the inside, it's really uncomfortable. There's no way that's going to happen. So you can't spin out the shoulders at the top. The other thing you cannot do is release that club with your hands. You can see if I release it like this, I'm going to throw that club outside way in front of me. Now it's over there, it's going to come down and across down there. So we can't cast it from the top of the swing. The next thing we have to guard against is this right arm for a righty, trail arm, going internally rotated on the downswing. So what do I mean by internally rotated? Well, this is externally rotated, like I'm getting ready to throw something. Internally rotated would mean I'm releasing, actually throwing something. So if we're throwing something right away, wrist gets ahead of the elbow. So wrist ahead of the elbow looks like that. Now we're going to throw that shaft way in front of us like that. So now we're going to come down from there way across the line. That was a little exaggerated, but those are some keys there, bad things that are causing you to swing over the top. So if we blend all three, early shoulder rotation, cast, right arm internal, look where that club head is. To fix this, first of all, you got to work with a coach. So there's a lot of things right there that I said, make sure you work with a coach because there might be one or two things that you got to work on. But let's quickly go over those. If I go up to the top, create some depth. All right, good shoulder turn, a lot of depth. On the way down, shoulders trail the hips. So we got to learn how to create a little bit of separation. So you can feel like your chest is away from the target a little bit longer, back to the target a little longer in transition. This allows the hands to drop down. So then now I can get this club down, my hands down, and then from here I can turn it into the ball, hit from the inside. Next key would be, or could be, just leaving the club alone with your hands. Don't try to throw it down from the top. Try to be a little more passive with the hands. In order to do that, club face can't be super open. If you leave it open like that and you're trying to stay passive with your hands, and you just turn, the face is so open you're going to hit it way to the right. So we got to get the club face under control in order to stay passive with the hands. Next thing would be this trail elbow. You can't let it go internal on the way down. You have to make sure it stays here. That's going to allow this elbow to lead. And you can see how that allows the shaft to trail behind. So what do you do there? Well, you could work some drills feeling this elbow lead. You can hook it here with that left arm. Feel that elbow lead. This could be something that it's hard for you to do because you don't have that flexibility. All right, if that's the case, you're always going to have a little internal rotation here with that right arm. Doesn't mean that you can't swing from the inside. You just got to be really good at those other things, such as keeping your shoulder back a little bit longer, keeping the hands out, not throwing with the hands. So you can see I'm a little internal. Some good players actually have a little bit of internal with their right shoulder. So if I have that, I got to make sure I get good depth, shoulders trail, hands stay passive. Now I could still hit from the inside and hit a nice little draw if you want. Okay, so I hope that cleared up some of the things there that are causing some of the over the top and some things to think about to fix it.